to say this is obviously not your first time at the rodeo with Quentin. What has changed, and how has your guys' working relationship changed throughout the experience of this from Django to this?
How do I answer that question? I think probably the stars are not as wide in my eyes, in the sense that it's so intimidating. The idea of working with Quentin Tarantino, of actually collaborating with that man, is so overwhelming for a person who has never done that before. That the second time around, you are now in his circle. You're in his stable. So you don't, personally as an actor, have to overcome the fact that I'm saying Quentin Tarantino dialogue, and I'm being directed by the fucking man who is right there.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this moment on Django when we were at the plantation, and it was a scene that didn't make it into the movie, but it was kind of my thing, and I was he said action, and I turned around, supposed to say this big thing, turned around, it's Christoph Waltz, Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Sam Jackson, and like whoever else was there that day, and Quentin Tarantino up on a big ladder. And I just remember turning around and I started to tear up, and I said, I'm in a Quentin fucking Tarantino movie! The fuck is happening right now? And it was just overwhelming. So this time I was just able to say, without losing my shit, wow, I'm in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
This feels like, it doesn't feel like a typical Tarantino. It doesn't feel like a typical movie in any way. This feels like a big, huge, massive, epic play.
It does, yeah. Every day felt that way. I've had several conversations today, and they've all been meandering and colorful and really informative, I think, from the questions and my answers based on this experience. And maybe you can relate, being a fan of Quentin. You have all of these seminal kind of bigger than life, almost superhero characters, super characters in a Quentin Tarantino movie, and they're all so deliciously worded. The words that come out of their mouth, we all repeat. We all know most of these lines, and we regurgitate them. We say them to our friends as the years go by, but it's rare that all of those characters get to interact in one scene. And this is a movie that is 3 hours long, with all of them interacting the same time. They never leave each other's space. So it's strange to see and to hear all of these immensely interesting, infinitely three-dimensional people interact in the same space at one time. And yet even with the 70mm camera, when Quentin decides to do it, when he focuses in on a conversation right now between me and you, you forget that there are 6 other people sitting right over there.
This character, you really get a chance to play with the sheriff.
I do.
How did you approach him? And do you feel like you were, as an actor, kind of keeping a secret from the audience, that there's something that maybe we're not really seeing who this person really is?
Well, yes and no. I think in fact, I know I'm keeping a secret from the audience, because I know I'm keeping a secret from my cast, because I know I'm keeping a secret from Quentin Tarantino. And he gave me the extraordinary gift of answering the first question that I had after reading this story, which was, am I the sheriff or am I not the sheriff? And he said, you need to answer that question, and I don't want to know the answer to your question. So no one knows that definitively, only me. And that was a real key to the kingdom for me. And then everything else that you see in the movie, for me, is this strange kind of guy who is in an arrested state of development. I mean, Chris Mannix is a person who is living off the reputation of his father. I don't believe that he is a man who's ever had an original thought, to be quite honest with you. He is regurgitating a reputation and a worldview that that has been spoon-fed by his father. And over the course of this movie, during a seminal part of this experience, something happens, and he reverts to being a little boy, like a 4-year-old lost little boy. And then what transpires after that gives him an opportunity for the first time in his life to become a man.
Well, the thing about your career, which has been amazing to watch, I mean, we're talking The Shield, we're talking Justified, Sons of Anarchy. You take these very wild and eccentric characters and you kind of give them a humanity. What is it about these characters? Why do you kind of take comfort in maybe these characters? I think Sheriff's a little different, but you do find some very colorful people to express.
Thank you very much, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just kind of what I attract, or those are the magnets that kind of come my way. I've been doing this a long time, and I did The Apostle when I was 24 years old. And I don't know. I've done like 50 movies. I've been around, and then I've been on television for 14 years. And for me, I think if it had come in any other way, like in any other, if it was like an elixir and a drink when I was 21 years old or whatever, it would have been a completely different experience for me. I have had the opportunity to make a living, to make barely getting by, to getting by, to making a good living, to making a very good living, and been given the space and the freedom to explore what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and to work on the things that I'm not good at. And I love it. I really love my journey in this business, and it's come at a time, this opportunity and this chance from Quentin to participate in this story in a way that I feel like I have something to say. I'm not 19 or 20 years old. I'm not a person who isn't seasoned. I'm a person who has been all over the world on my own dime. I just travel for 2 months at a time with my camera, and I get quiet, and I just look at places in the world. Try to live on $15 a day, from like all over Southeast Asia and North Africa and India, and I have questions, and I've become a father, and I have real questions, and I'm starting to kind of finally find the answers to some of those questions, and so for me, it's I guess if it happens, unless you're Kurt Russell, for a lot of people, that kind of success, if it comes too early, well, then it wanes, and the next phase kind of comes along, and that's just life in general. But for me, I'm so grateful that this kind of exposure has been delayed, because I really feel like I have something to say and something to contribute.
What was the one character that really made the difference and really showed people what you could do?
Well, I wasn't given the chance to be leads in movies early on, and like a lot of other people, if you're Italian and you're 20 years old or 19 years old and you come here, well, you can bet you're going to be in a mob movie, or if you're an Arab, you're going to be a terrorist, or if you're insert colloquial character here, and if you're from the South, you're gonna be a redneck, and you're gonna be stupid, and you're gonna say a few lines, and hopefully, if you stick around long enough, and story is the most important thing to you, then you earn the right to articulate yourself in a completely different way, and you get to explore the parameters, or not the parameters, but the nuances of a character. So for me, I guess if to really a long-winded answer to your question, The Shield really did that for me. Television was never going to be a place that I was ever going to flourish under a 3-network system. I don't look that way. I don't look like those guys. I don't sound like those guys. I don't talk like those guys. But it was the advent of programming on cable, and Sean Ryan and Scott Brazil, our producer, and FX really who gave me a chance with Shane Vendrell, the character that I played on that show, to really flesh out what this guy is like. Really, it was a 7-year odyssey for me, and because I am very, very curious about the human experience, about fucking a lot of things, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
By nature, it gave me a chance to trip and fall and to get up and run, and to trip and fall and to get up and run, and to not have all the answers at once, to not try to please people, but to find out really who this person is. And so I think that's really the thing that changed my career, and that happened when I was 29.
You just finished off a great run with Justified. How did you feel about saying goodbye to that character?
I've been lucky, I suppose. I don't know if it's luck, because there is an inevitable emotional fall after any grand life experience. You experience the other side of that, which is you're not doing it anymore. But I was doing Hateful Eight at the same time that I was doing Justified, at the same time that I was doing Venus Van Dam. The day we wrapped Hateful Eight, I got on a plane and went and did this new show for HBO called Vice Principals. So I just ended about 10 days ago. So there's you don't want to be around Walton Goggins in a month from now, because he's going to be one dark, depressed motherfucker. Right now, I'm telling you, he's just going to be dark. I'm going to have to say goodbye to all these characters. Like I'll get emotional right now talking about it. The idea of saying goodbye to Chris Mannix. I mean, I haven't really grieved him. I haven't grieved him. I haven't grieved Boyd Crowder.
Because you're still dealing in that world.
Yeah. I haven't grieved Venus. See, this character that I just played, Leigh Russell. They're all waiting for proper burials. So they're coming.
Well, it seems like a lot of actors will play a character, and it's easy for them to walk away. But with you, and I felt this when we talked for Sons of Anarchy, I felt like you connected, and that was in your heart.
Yeah,
especially
man.
with Venus, I just felt like that was a character you didn't want to let go.
Yeah. You're right. I didn't want to let Boyd go. I don't want to let Chris Mannix. I don't want to let this new guy go. And I hope I can say that for the next 10 years of my career.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Boyd Crowder had this way of. It was a scene that we did on Justified, where I'm working with this actor named Kevin Rankin. Amazing. He played this role of Devil, and he says to me, he's looking at these tattoos. He says, you used to stand for something. You used to be somebody. I used to understand where you came from, and you got these tattoos. Who are you? And I said something to the effect of, I'm the person who has these tattoos. I'm the person. I'm a racist. I'm a born-again non-racist. I'm a Christian. I'm a non-Christian. I'm a violent, peaceful man. I'm all of it. I am every part of every life that I've ever lived. And I guess, I don't know, that's maybe how I feel as an actor and as a person. I'm the guy who came from a small town in Georgia. I'm the guy who left that small town to come to this very big town by himself. I am the guy who's been in everything that I've been in professionally. I'm the guy who now has a son. And I'm the guy who has a Quentin Tarantino coming out on Christmas Day 2015.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm all of it,
Yeah, and then a lot of fans are going to be real happy with
Well,
that. I'm looking
sure.
forward to seeing you work with the boys like Jody Hill and stuff.
Man, yeah. Thanks for saying that. They are real artists. To go from like the Shield, those guys. Chickless is still my brother. He's coming to see the movie tonight
Nice.
with Kenny Johnson. He plays Lemonhead, and to go from those guys to Oliphant and Joel Carter and that group to my Hateful Eight family, which is very close. We're a very tight knit group. To Jody and to Danny McBride, who's like my brother now, and David Gordon Green. It's been a nice run, man. Now, are you off to another room?
No, you were it. Literally, you're just it. We're here for you.
Did you hear that? All the rest of you fucking Hateful Eighters? He's just here for
I
me.
love this guy.
I know you got Sam and Kurt,
No.
Tim, Roth, Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern, James Parks, Jennifer Jason Leigh. This motherfucker's here to see me.